going into spring training after the injury a year ago for the Halos, but so far, pretty good.
Yeah, Terry, I'll tell you what, his stuff has looked very good. He's given up some runs, some home runs on a couple mistakes here and there, but for the most part, his strikeout pitch has been there for Shoemaker. 8 punch-outs so far in just 5 innings pitched. That split finger has been devastating. He's even mixed in a slider, but his command of his fastball has set up that splitter, and he's been able to get ahead of the count on a consistent basis, not only down here in spring, but when you look what he did last year as far as first pitch strike percentage, only Clayton Kershaw had a higher percentage, and there's some great names in there, all winners last season. Shoemaker, we always talk about that first pitch strike percentage, but they were quality first pitch strikes. But May 16th on had an ERA under 3, getting ahead of the count, especially throwing a lot of splitters for first pitch strikes.
All right, he's going to be paired up with Carlos Perez today. This will be Matt's 3rd start, as I mentioned. What's the game plan? What will he be working on today?
I still think it's about that fastball command. We always talk about first pitch strike with Shoemaker, but get ahead with that fastball is going to set up that splitter. I think you're going to might see a few more sliders here and there from Shoe, but that splitter's been great. Fastball command will be something he'll be working on today.
All right, let's shift gears and get into catching. And Mark had a chance to visit a day or so ago with Angels bullpen catcher Tom Gregorio, who talks about the tools of the trade.
You know what, I think it's about position, about the catcher's position, their setup, and how much they clear their front side, and guys that can really control the ball in front of them as opposed to letting the ball play them. And the 3 catchers we have here right now, actually a lot of young guys too, they do a really good job of controlling the ball out in front and getting the strikes that otherwise would be balls.
Well, does it change with pitchers, different pitchers, like Richards' movement is compared to, like, say, Tyler Skaggs or Shoemaker? How does that change as far as your preparation as a catcher?
Yeah, absolutely. I think guys that have a heavy sinker, as like Garrett Richards does, and Shoemaker and J.C. Ramirez, obviously that's a pitch that you're going to want to work a little more out in front of and be able to control that ball. It's a lot harder, and it's a heavy ball. And I think that comes into play as opposed to a guy that's a little more four-seam, you know, a little straighter, where you can actually let the ball travel a little bit more and you got a little more leeway to work with.
And we talked a lot about quick releases and times to second base. How are you able to work on that? I know you guys work on a lot here in spring training.
The biggest thing with us is we try to get the ball out of our glove into our throwing hand as quick as we possibly can. You know, we try to get the lower half moving forward. But what we really focus on, Mike Socha and Steve Solis and Jose Molina down with the minor league system, is really trying to work on getting that ball into the bare hand as quick as we possibly can, create momentum going forward.
We talk a lot about relationships between catcher and pitcher. How important is that, as you know, catcher-pitcher relationships?
Oh, it's extremely important. I think that goes a long way. You know, that just doesn't happen on the field, as well as you know. I mean, that happens in your prep before a game and happens way before that, whether you're hanging out with a guy in your hotel room or back at your apartment or going to dinner. I think creating that relationship goes a long way off the field, and then once you have that trust in each other, which is extremely key, you know, that's when it's going to happen. Things are going to click.
I know Trouty probably wants me to ask this too, but I'll ask you, who's had a better offseason, the Giants or the Eagles?
I'm going to say the Giants.
You said the Eagles, right?
No, I think the Giants.
Yeah.
You know, we broke even, Gooby. You know what I mean? We had a little bet going, and we broke even there, but I'll give it off to you. You guys had a good season. You know, we struggled a little bit at the end, and, you know, Eli had a rough time towards the end of the season, but, you know, it was always next year, right?
All right, you even snuck in a little NFC East right there. Okay, let's talk about you being a former Major League pitcher. How important is that pitcher-catcher relationship?
It's so important. And I talked to a number of pitchers on the staff here for the Angels, and throwing the ball to Martin Maldonado or Carlos Perez, they feel they can throw whatever pitch they want, and they're going to have a lot of success, either framed or blocked in the dirt.
All right, we'll see how that relationship continues today. Matt Shoemaker will get the baseball for the Angels. Carlos Perez, as we mentioned, will be behind the plate. Ian Kennedy, who has ties to Southern California, will get the baseball today for the Royals. We'll have the Angels and the Royals, the lineups, and the start of today's game. It's coming up from Surprise on Fox Sports West.
Almost time for Angels baseball here in Surprise, Arizona. The Halos are gearing up to take on the Kansas City Royals for the first time this spring. Welcome inside the dugout. I'm Alex Curry, and we're about halfway through these spring training games, which means the Angels rotation is starting to get stretched out. Matt Shoemaker making his third start this afternoon. He's expected to go 4 innings or 60 pitches. Then on the other end, most of the regulars played in back-to-back games, so that means they'll be getting the afternoon off. Now let's take a look at today's starting lineups. Leading off for your Angels, in center field, number 8, Eric Young Jr. Batting second in left field, number 25, Ben Revere. Batting third at first base, C.J. Cron, who's hitting an impressive .419, just crushing the ball this spring. Batting cleanup at third base, number 19, Jeffrey Marte. Batting fifth, the DH, Martin Maldonado. Batting sixth at second base, number 49, Nolan Fontana. Batting seventh behind the plate, Carlos Perez. Batting eighth in right field, number 33, Ramon Flores. Batting ninth at shortstop, David Fletcher. And making his third start, Matt Shoemaker. Now leading over to you, Royals starting lineup, leading off. In right field, Alex Gordon. Batting second at third base, Mike Moustakas. Batting third in center field, Lorenzo Cain. Batting cleanup at first base, Brandon Moss. Batting fifth in left field, Jorge Bonifacio. Batting sixth, the DH, Jorge Soler. Batting seventh at second base, Christian Colon. Batting eighth behind the plate, Brian Pena. Batting ninth, Raul Mondesi. And on the mound, Ian Kennedy. It's a warm one today, 88 degrees at first pitch. Now let's send it upstairs to Terry Smith with the call.
And we'd like to welcome our viewers on Fox Sports West as well, as we are getting set for baseball today here, Angels and Kansas City. Mentioned Mark a little bit earlier, Matt Shoemaker will pitch for the Angels today. How about a game plan for him making his third start?
Yeah, just talked a little bit about it in our opening today, Terry. I think it's all about that fastball command. He knows he has that splitter. He can throw it for a strike, but also get a swing and miss. Fastball inside and outside, maybe elevate on occasion. It mix in some sliders against this very good lineup that the Royals will put out. They are a team, though, that puts the ball in play, so it's important to utilize the fastball to get some quicker outs, get ahead of the count, then finish them off with that splitter.
So Ian Kennedy, who won 11 and lost 11 for Kansas City a year ago, is loosening up. The Royals are a team that they have had a number of their regular players gone for the World Baseball Classic. Not with them, Danny Duffy, who's pitching for Team USA. Their shortstop, Alcides Escobar, is playing for Team Venezuela. Eric Hosmer is on the U.S. club as well. Of course, Salvador Perez on Team Venezuela, and he suffered an injury, and there's some concern about that. Their all-star catcher. And they've had some other players on various WBC teams as well. One of their relief pitchers, Joaquim Soria, also has not been with them for a while, playing in the WBC. And Salvador Perez, I guess they're keeping their fingers crossed on his injury.
Yeah, he's having an MRI, his second MRI on that knee today, as a matter of fact. They'll get results sometime tonight as far as the severity of that knee injury.
And ironically, it happened against one of his Royal teammates, Drew Butera.
Yeah, former Angel himself we saw a couple years ago wearing the Angel uniform.
Yeah, collision at home plate. Those two players playing for different WBC teams, but teammates here with Kansas City. So the first pitch today is right in there for a called strike on Eric Young Jr. We're underway, and the count's 0-1. Here's the next delivery, and he was around the bunt, laid off the pitch, and that one is a strike called by the home plate umpire, Travis Eggert, much to the dismay of Eric Young Jr.
Yeah, he's wondering if he brought that bat back. That's what he's asking. Again, we've seen a lot of high strikes called throughout this spring training. It's going to be called during the regular season.
So here comes the 0-2 delivery, and that is a little bit inside. Finally, the game is underway here in Surprise. This moment can only be better with an award-winning Stella Rosa wine. Celebrate at Angel Stadium and your favorite retailer. Game time temperature 87 degrees. We got started today at 105, and the next pitch, that one is popped foul. over on the left side, and it's going to get back and out of play.
Yeah, that's that good fastball from Ian Kenny. It's going to be 90 to 95 range. He'll throw a cut fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. In his last 13 starts last season, he only threw a lot more off-speed pitches. 2.66 ERA and 81 1/3 to 7 home runs allowed, because he will give up the long ball, 33 of them last season.
Here's his next delivery, and that's chased and missed. Struck him out swinging. Eric Young goes down, starting off today's ball game. And Ben Revere, who's been hot this spring, will be the next batter. Kennedy, who's pitching for Kansas City from La Quinta High School in Westminster, and also pitched at USC. He's in the second year of a 5-year deal with the Royals, although he can opt out of that deal at the end of this season.
That was that good curveball he has to get a swing and miss from Eric Young Jr.
So Kennedy is ready, and here's the pitch, and that is right in there on the number 2 batter, Ben Revere. Revere is hitting just under 500 so far this spring. C.J. Cron waiting on deck.
Again, just take an eye on that hitch he has in his swing, but still quick through the baseball when it's delivered.
And here's the next pitch, and a big cut and a foul tip into the mid of the catcher, Brian Pena. So the count is 0-2.
See that hitch and then the swing from Ben Revere trying to make contact. He's so quick through the baseball. It's a level swing, even though he has that hitch initially.
Kennedy is 32 years old, the Kansas City starter. He's moved around a little bit in his big league career, originally in the Yankees system. And the next pitch, and that is inside. Want to remind you, the top of the first inning, it's being brought to you by Rennick Subaru. For Subaru, don't forget the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Think Rennick first. RENICK Subaru.com. Little or no breeze to speak of here at the start of today's action, and the next pitch, that's bounced foul on the third base side. So the count holding 1 ball 2 strikes on Ben Revere. The Angels are 10-6 so far this spring, and the Royals are 8-9. Kansas City came away with a victory against the Rockies yesterday, and that snapped a 6-game losing streak they had in Cactus League play. They got off to a good start, and right around 500 now. The pitch, that's line foul down the right side, back to the seats and out of play. So Revere is hanging in there with a couple of strikes. 1-2 the count. Ned Yost, the manager of the Kansas City Royals, of course, piloted them to a World Series title.
Back-to-back World Series. Remember, the beginning part of that year, when they got there the first time around, there was a lot of rumors that he wasn't going to make it through the entire year.
Yep. Here's the next delivery, and that one is chased and missed. Ball dropped by Pena. The catcher picks it back up, fires to first base, and back-to-back strikeouts to start off the ball game for Kennedy. Cron will be the next batter. In 2014, the Royals lost the World Series in 7 games to the Giants. And then the following year, 2015, they won the World Series in 5 games against the Mets. They've had 4 straight non-losing seasons. Last year, they were right at 500, 81-81. They were not in the postseason a year ago. They finished in 3rd place in the AL Central. Here's Cron batting now, and the pitch. He takes that one for ball 1.
So far, Ian Kenny's got a couple strikeouts, one on a curveball, the next one on a changeup. So good secondary pitch work so far for Ian Kennedy. C.J. Cron has swung the bat exceptionally well once again here in spring.
And the pitch, and that one is on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the next delivery, and that one misses a little bit low. First, the Royals this past offseason found out something that you certainly can never expect to happen to your club. Angels have dealt with that in the past, but one of their players died, and that was Giordano Ventura. They are honoring him. They've put a little thing on their uniform. It says Ace. His nickname is Ace Ventura.
And a number of the players for the Royals went down for the funeral were casket bearers too.
That's right. The pitch that's drilled into center field. Going back on it and unable to make the grab is Kane. The ball hits off the wall and Kane is down on the warning track. So getting to the ball is the right fielder Gordon, and that'll easily allow Crone to get to third base. And now they'll have to see if Kane, who's on his knees out there on the warning track, is okay. He's just getting up.
Yeah, Kane has such great coverage out in center field. There's a conversation around Kansas City and maybe moving him to right field to lessen that amount of distance he's going to have to go as a center fielder if we're going right to left field all the time. The baseball slams into the wall. Now, well-hit baseball once again by C.J. Cron. We've seen him hit a home run to right center field. We've seen him home run to the left field. That one hops the wall in dead center field for Cron as Kane unable to run that one down.
Yeah, he banged into that center field wall trying to lunge and make the catch on the warning track. Let's see if the Angels can bring in Cron. Marte is the batter. And the first pitch on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Jeffrey is hitting just over 300 this spring. He's driven in 6 runs. Angels have had a lot of 2-out runs here in the Cactus League. And trying to get one here today in the first inning. There's a pitch in there, and Marte is in the hole 0-2. Infield backed up. 2 outs. Next pitch, 2-strike delivery. That's low and inside.
You know what's that's the one thing Marte has done better, even towards the last couple of months of the season. Last year, regular season, in the spring training, he's always been aggressive early in the count, but he's been able to stay alive in at bats and look for a mistake even behind with 2 strikes on him.
There's the 1-2 delivery. That's a shot into center field. Kane is back on this one, though, and he has a beat on it. He'll make the grab, and the inning is over. That's 2 Angels batters hit the ball hard, but Angels will leave a runner at third. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. There's no score here at Surprise Stadium on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Nice cold beer here, bottle of water.
Bottom of the first we go, and Alex Gordon will be the first batter for Kansas City. Fans, don't forget this spring, find your escape route off-road with great deals on a new Jeep. Head into your local Jeep dealer for the Jeep Spring Clearance event. It's going on now. Gordon's having a good spring. Veteran player who has been with the Royals for a number of years now. He's 33 years old. And the first pitch on him, he takes that one for a ball. Three-time All-Star. He's also won 4 Gold Gloves in his career. Matt Shoemaker ready to come in. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's tapped softly on the first base side. It's fielded there by Crone. He flips to Shoemaker, and Gordon is an easy out.
Good job by Shoemaker taking the sting out of the bat of Alex Gordon there, get him out in front off the end of the bat. Well played. Good feed from C.J. Crone. Worked on it all spring as far as covering the first base bag in those fielding drills. Good angle that Shoemaker took to get there. Plenty of time to get the first out of the inning.
Mike Moustakas is the next batter. Fan favorite in Kansas City, nicknamed Moose. You know him quite well.
Yeah, Chatsworth High School. Once again, we mentioned that the other day with Josh Raven, the pitcher for the Dodgers. Moustakas, same thing, Chatsworth High School.
Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit low and outside.
There's a fan that always comes to every game pretty much with those antlers, the moose antlers. Those things are huge, too, walking through the stands.
Yep. Here's the next pitch, and that's a one-hopper that's hit near short from the outfield grass. Fletcher's throw is high. Jumping up and coming down on the bag, though, is C.J. Crone. That was a terrific play by C.J. for out number 2.
Yeah, he got that foot down quickly. Thought about trying to apply the tag for Moustakas. That's a difficult play for Moustakas coming back from knee surgery himself. Any kind of a close play like that, trying to avoid contact at first. With the high throw from Fletcher. Crone leaps up, gets the foot down before Moustakas is able to get his foot down on first base. Nice play. C.J. Crone, good at bat and a solid defensive play. He's been involved twice already.
Here's Lorenzo Cain, their center fielder. He was shaking up on that ball that Crone hit in the top of the inning. All over Cain's head out there in dead center. Lorenzo Cain, now 30 years old. Right-handed batter, and the first pitch, he's taking it's in there for a called strike. He's been an all-star once in his career. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, so one of several of the everyday players for the Royals who have a chance to move on or maybe re-sign. We'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, had some injuries last year. The year before, though, in 2015, 307 batting average with 16 home runs.
Shoemaker's pitch, and it's fouled back to the screen.
So we talked about what Shoemaker was going to work on a little bit today. It's that fastball come in, that fastball away. Look, Cain had a good swing with the pitch before. It was a good one inside, so he's going east and west with his fastball. He has that opportunity if he wants to. He can go up the ladder with a fastball or go ahead and try to finish him off with a splitter in the dirt.
Here comes the next pitch from Shoemaker, and that one is cut on and missed. He got him, struck him out, and the inning is over. A clean bottom of the first for Matt Shoemaker. Second inning is coming up. No score. Angels and Royals on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. First batter up for the Angels here in the second with no score is Martin Maldonado, and he tips the first one right by the plate for strike one.
You know, like what Mike Scioscia is doing today with Maldonado, give him a chance to swing the bat. We all know what he could do defensively. Just clear the mind as far as the defensive side and think in terms of the offensive side, getting that swing together. He's had some better at bats of late.
Here comes the next pitch from Kennedy, and that's low and outside. Brian Pena, who is catching for the Royals, in all likelihood an insurance policy, if you will, for them, will probably be in AAA this year. He's 35 years old, spent a little bit of, there's a check swing by the Angels catcher who's DHing today, Martin Maldonado. But Pena, who spent a little bit of time with the Cardinals last year. Royals seem to be set with Perez and also Butera, but now obviously the injury concerns with Perez, so you never know how that'll play out. He might be able to be on their opening day roster, the guy behind the plate today for Kansas City.
I like how he sets his target, you know, especially with Ian Kennedy, who gives up some home run balls. He's keeping that low target pretty consistent.
And the pitch chopped on the left side, backhanded by the shortstop. Mondesi's throw bounces in and skips off the glove of Moss, who's playing first base. So safe at first will be Maldonado, and they are going to give him a hit on that one.
Very charitable hit. And Mondesi with a good throwing arm got in position, but a low throw. Brandon Moss playing first base. Normally you would see Eric Hosmer over first base, but playing for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Angel fans really remember Brandon Moss for all those years with Oakland. Some big at-bats in his career versus the Angels for Brandon Moss. A lot of big flies.
He signed late with Kansas City in the offseason. So here's the pitch, and at the plate now trying to bunt that one is Fontana. He missed it for strike one. Maldonado, who's on at first, gets that charitable scored hit right there, just his second hit this spring.
He will take it, though.
I mean, he would have been out by a mile if he didn't bounce the throw over there, but we'll be more than happy to see that one scored that way. Here's the pitch. That's fouled back to the screen.
And there's a pretty good chance that neither manager will call up to the press box to see if they get anything changed during the course of the game. So I think that'll stick.
Yep. So
tomorrow it goes as a base hit, well hit base hit.
Who knows? Maybe he'll have a couple more before the end of the day. Fontana, who's batting, he's had 3 hits so far this spring and 19 times up. Left-handed batter, played in the minors last year, Astros system, and he cuts and misses. That 0-2 struck him out. That's already the 3rd strikeout for Kennedy. Ian Kennedy is making just his 2nd start. And he's 1-0, having worked 2 innings so far this spring. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of today's game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of Angels Baseball. Toss to first, and Maldonado back in time. Carlos Perez, the Angels catcher, is at the plate. He's had a 3 for 19 spring so far. And the pitch, that's outside.
Yeah, Kennedy last year 184 strikeouts in 195 2/3 innings pitched, so he can get the punch out. So far in this game, all 3 of his strikeouts have been on all-speed pitch, a couple changeups and a curveball. Throws a lot of fastballs percentage-wise. You add in the cut fastball, around 74% of his pitches will be the fastball variety.
There goes the runner, a hit and run on, and the pitch fouled back behind the plate. So the Angels had Maldonado on the move. Fans, don't forget, long live the hardworking, the proud, the tenacious, and long live the trucks that are as dependable as the people that drive them. Right now, get a great deal during the Ram Truck Month.
I am going to miss your reads the next few days, Terry, when I'm heading on back to L.A. Jose Mota back in the booth tomorrow.
Right. Jose back from the World Baseball Classic. He had been in Mexico for a few.
He had a great one last night with Gary Thorne calling the game. A great game, and as well in Team Italy.
Right. Venezuela won that game. They did not have a whole lot of fans at that game, though, yesterday. The pitch, and here's one that's chopped to short. Playing it to first base will be Mondesi. Angels had Maldonado on the move, so he moves up to second on the 6-3 ground out, 2 outs. And Flores will be the next batter.
And I like an opportunity to work on things as far as the hit and run. Is Maldonado getting a good read off that, going on that pitch, and Carlos Perez hitting the ball on the ground. Carlos did a nice job as far as that in the past, wearing the Angel uniform. Asked him hit and run, hit the ball on the ground. Otherwise, the ground ball there is a double play ball. Instead, you have Maldonado in scoring position.
So we'll see if Flores can bring in Maldonado. He's at second with 2 outs. Angels left Crone at third base last inning. Ian Kennedy is a guy who has been pretty much injury free. 7 straight seasons, at least 30 starts.
That's why he was able to get that long-term deal.
Here's the pitch, off speed, and that one a little bit outside for ball 1. Kennedy a few years ago with the Arizona Diamondbacks was a 21-game winner. He was 21-4 that year. 2011 season. There's a pitch a little bit low and in. Two balls and no strikes on Ramon Flores.
You notice when he grabs the baseball, he has that circle change grip on the baseball, so you can always make that adjustment when you go into the glove, whether it's a fastball or changeup.
Here's the pitch, and this is popped in the air on the left side. Coming in is the left fielder, and that's Bonifacio, who makes the catch on that one. And the inning is over. He struggled a little bit with that one with the bright sunshine today. But the Angels leave the base runner Maldonado at second. Failed to score here in the top of the inning. Bottom of the second is next, and we're scoreless right now in Surprise on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Driven. And Shoemaker is ready to face Brandon Moss, left-handed hitter, playing first base for Kansas City today.
And Shoemaker, with that reputation of throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, gets a lot of first pitch swings. Also, always around the strike zone.
And the delivery, this is lifted in the air into shallow center field. Young is coming in hard, making the call and the catch. And one pitch, one quick out here in the bottom of the second.
And that's the thing you'll see with Matt Shoemaker on occasion. He'll get those one pitch outs. When you're around the strike zone as much as he is, you can see how much, as far as his first pitch swing percentage, 37.2%. I mean, John Lackey with more swings at the first pitch because he's around the zone. They don't want to be put in situations where they have to deal behind with 2 strikes and dealing with that split finger fastball from Shoemaker. So they're out there swinging early, and that's why Shoe's been successful also throwing his splitter for strikes on first pitch.
Bonifacio is the batter. Jorge Bonifacio. His older brother is Emilio Bonifacio, longtime major league player, and the first pitch ball to count, 1 ball, no strikes.
Jorge a little bigger than his brother.
He is one of the top prospects in the Royal system, this batter at the plate, and he fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. And he's having a very good spring for Kansas City. 10 hits, a couple of them home runs. He's driven in 6. He's hitting over 450. Last year, 19 homers, 86 driven in, 277 average in AAA.
Yeah, already 5 extra base hits in spring.
And here's the next pitch. That's a low and inside on him.
I like that pitch right there, Terry. That's that 2-seam fastball from Shoemaker, running action down and in. If you swing at that or commit to swing at it as a hitter, you're going to hit that one right on the ground, right to third base.
Jorge Soler waiting on deck. Acquisition from the Cubs this offseason. There's a cut and a miss. Looked like a good splitter there. Fooled him. And it's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, a lot of lefties have their 2-seam fastball and they follow up with their changeup going away. That 2-seam fastball followed up by the split, very similar plane, but then the bottom drops out on the split and less velocity. That's why you're going to get swings like that.
Here's the next pitch. Tried to pick away inside, missed a little bit low and in. Around the infield, C.J. Cron is the first baseman. Nolan Fontana plays second. Jeffrey Marte at third. David Fletcher at shortstop. Revere in left. Young in center. Flores in right. Perez catching. Maldonado DHing. And Shoemaker delivers. Fly ball lifted into center field that Young has a beat on. He's been busy here in the first couple of innings. Couple of putouts here for him in this inning. And Soler will be the batter with 2 outs, no one on.
That's exactly what you want to see from Shoemaker. Take that sting out of the bat, out front enough towards the end of the bat. Routine fly ball. Center field. A number of the outs already taking the sting off the bat. Gordon and those 2 fly balls to start this inning here in the second for Shoemaker.
So here is Soler. 25 years old. Cuban native. Cuts and misses that one for strike 1. 86 games with the Cubs last year. Hit .238. He has very good power. Here's the next pitch, and that one is high and outside on him for a ball.
Yeah, he has a chance to be a really special player if he can just be more consistent with contact. Mentioned tremendous power he has.
Here's the next delivery. And that one misses low. Soler has not had a good spring at all. 3 for 31. That's an .097 batting average, and he has not driven in a single run. No homers.
It's one of those counts now for Shoemaker. Does he throw something off speed? Because you know Soler's going to be ready for a fastball.
2-1, and he waves at that one. Fooled him. Good call there. It's 2-2.
Good breaking ball here. Fastball count. There was slider going down and away. As you can see, he was committed to thinking Shoemaker was going to throw a fastball.
Here's the 2-2, and he tried to work him low and away with that one, but he was holding, so it's a full count. Soler last year with the Cubs, he had more strikeouts than hits. So we'll see if Shoemaker can get him, and the next delivery he will get him. Gave him the split there, struck him out swinging, and that's how the inning will end. 6 up and 6 down so far for Shoemaker. We're headed to the 3rd inning in Surprise, and right now we're scoreless on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Third inning, scoreless right now. Angels and Royals hooking up for the first time this spring. David Fletcher, the 9-hole hitter, will start it off, and the first pitch on the outside corner, a called strike from Ian Kennedy.
Both pitchers so far are pretty efficient as far as throwing strikes.
Here comes the next one on Fletcher, and that's high and away. A fastball misses.
When you look at both the pitchers today, similar type of builds. Very good all-speed pitches to get the swing and miss, whether it's a curveball or changeup from Kennedy, and the split from Shoemaker. The only time they run into problems is when they elevate a fastball out over the plate, and that's the one they've given up some long balls in their careers.
Fletcher takes that pitch, and it misses. He has started 3 of the last 5 games for the Angels, so the Angels are getting a lot of looks at Fletcher this spring.
Especially playing some shortstop now. Cliff Pennington may be back pretty soon, maybe as early as tomorrow.
And tomorrow, Tyler Skaggs is going to be back on the hill for the Angels. That'll be the game in Scottsdale against San Francisco. He'll oppose Madison Bumgarner. Here's the next pitch, and Fletcher pops this one back foul. It's going to land behind the Angels on deck circle, a few rows back to the seats and out of play.
I might have to take a U-turn and check that game out tomorrow as a fan. Madison Bumgarner and Tyler Skaggs. I talked to Tyler today. He feels great. Had a good bullpen session yesterday. Fastball felt good. Strength in the shoulder was there. That's 2 bullpens over the last few days to get ready for that start tomorrow.
Here's the next one on Fletcher, and again he fights off a pitch and fouls it back. Well, if you do head back to SoCal, you can tune in tomorrow.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen in to you and Jose Mota.
Okay.
Check it out.
Yep. Angels have yet to play the Giants this spring. And here comes the next pitch, and Fletcher taking that one low.
Although there's quite a few Kansas City Royal fans that aren't big fans of Madison Bumgarner. What he did in that World Series back in 2014.
Yeah, almost single-handedly won that World Series. One of the greatest performances by a pitcher in World Series history. Here's the pitch. Fouled back to the screen again. This is a good at bat for Fletcher, who's really battling, fighting pitches off.
You said that quite a bit, and what we've seen in a couple of years from Fletcher, he always has a good productive at bat. Already 8 pitches. And fouled a lot of them straight back. This tells you the timing is there for Fletcher. Maybe an all-speed pitch now.
Again, a 3-2, and he pops him up this time right near the second baseman. That is Christian Colon, a couple feet back on the outfield grass. Second baseman makes the catch. That's the first out. Fans, don't forget to join the Angels for spring training at Tempe Diablo Stadium coming up on March the 24th. 10 days from now, Angels will host Seattle that day. Fans will enjoy a post-game concert performance by Gavin DeGraw. You can visit angels.com/promotions to purchase your tickets today.
That's some awesome math you had working there, Terry. 10 from today.
Here's the pitch. That one is a little bit high. 1-0 is the count. Eric Young trying to get on track offensively. Just 3 for 25 this spring. Veteran player who signed a minor league deal with the Angels. Bunts this one, but foul over on the first base side. So 1-1.
Try the bunt a number of times so far in spring. So you're tracking the baseball well, utilizing the speed. It's a big part of his game. It's a good decision there if you get it there a little bit further away from Brandon Moss and force the second baseman Colon to be able to come in and field that. Is a good chance with that speed he'll beat it out. As long as you get it by Kennedy, the pitcher's mound, there's a good chance with those wheels you'll get a hit.
Next pitch, and he was thinking bunt again, but that one is low down near his shoes for a ball. He ended up holding up. 2-1. Here's the next pitch on Young. He's around the bunt again and pulls back and takes that one on the inside corner for a called strike. So now it's a 2-2 count.
In 2 at-bats, it's at least 4 attempts at a bunt, if not 5 attempts at a bunt so far for Eric Young Jr.
So the 2-2 is on its way, and he swings late, fouls that one back on the left side, backing out of play. They do have a second deck here at this stadium. Not too many of them do in the Cactus League. And went back to the seats and out of play. So ready is Kennedy to come in with the next one, and here it comes, a shot, and jumping up, making the grab is the shortstop, Mondesi. Good vertical leap right there, played it perfectly, and takes a possible hit away from Eric Young Jr. That's the second out.
Yeah, he timed that jump right on to be able to catch that ball and use those hops to make the play. Good swing, good at bat again for Eric, staying back, thinking the other way, line drive, but Mondesi is able to jump up and catch that line drive from Eric Young Jr. That would have been interesting if that got down with his speed. He might have tried to stretch that into a double in the left center field.
So the batter now is Revere. And here comes the pitch, and that's right in there for a called strike.
Real smooth mechanics for Ian Kennedy. Good balance over the pitching rubber. Drives with that back leg towards home.
Here's his next pitch. That's hit hard but foul over on the first base side. So it's a 2-strike count on Revere. Surprise Stadium is now in its 15th season, and it's the home of both the Royals and the Rangers, spring home of the two teams.
So many years the Royals started really in Fort Myers, Florida, then moved over to Haines City / Baseball City by the Orlando area.
Here's a cut and a miss as Revere chased one inside, struck him out for the second time today, and that will end the inning. So last 6 in a row have been retired by Kennedy, and along the way he's already picked up 4 strikeouts in his 3 innings of work. The bottom of the third is right around the corner with no score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. And Shoemaker is getting set to work as we go to the bottom of the third in a scoreless ball game. Angels and the Royals. Christian Colon will be the first batter up here for Kansas City. Shoemaker set down for 6 straight, and the pitch, and the first one is a first pitch fastball high, 1-0. Colon, Pena, and Mondesi, the batters for Kansas City. Here's the next pitch, and it's skied in the air on the left side. Going back is the shortstop Fletcher. Also coming in is the left fielder Revere, but Fletcher will make the call and catch when a Ways back into shallow left. The Angels shortstop makes the play. One gone.
Another quick out. Efficient pitch count so far for Shoemaker. Reason why he's thrown a lot of first pitch strikes, and he's able to throw all his pitches for first pitch against Lorenzo Cain. Fastball outside part of the plate. Brandon Moss got a fastball. You're going to be swinging. It's a routine fly ball in the center field. Solar has to deal with a split finger fastball, so his ability to throw the splitter and fastballs for strikes, reason why he's so effective. I mean, look what he's able to do as far as the splitter against lefties. 19% first pitch strikes, 11 versus righties. So not only he can throw that fastball for a strike, Terry, he can throw that splitter for a strike, and then he has the swing and miss splitter out of the strike zone.
Shoemaker is looking good today, no doubt about it. And the pitch, it's hit high in the air into shallow center field. Fletcher, the shortstop's going back on another one, and he will battle the sun and make the catch. So he's everywhere. Eric Young Jr., the center fielder, came in. Yep.
They're not easy either. There's some tough ones. You can see it just the last second is trying to battle enough to be able to see that baseball and catch that one.
8 in a row now retired by Shoemaker as he is sailing through the batting order the first time today. Here is the switch hitting Raul Mondesi.
That's 8 outs, 25 pitches. At this point for Shoe.
Mondesi bats left-handed, the switch hitter, and the first delivery a little bit low and inside. Marte is way in at third, guarding against the speed of Mondesi, who's having a good spring. He's hitting over 400. He's had a chance to get some added playing time this spring. In the pitch, he chops this one on an easy hop to Fontana. The Angels second baseman will throw him out. Boy, Mondesi was flying up that first base side, but he's retired, and so are the Royals here in the third. Fourth inning right around the corner. No score here from Surprise on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Fourth inning we go, and the first batter for the Angels, C.J. Cron against Ian Kennedy. No score in this game, and the first pitch low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cron tripled to dead center his first time up. He continues his hot hitting here in the Cactus League, hitting well over 400.
That's 6 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and a triple.
And the next pitch, he takes that's on the outside part of the plate. 1-1.
And even with that take, it looks incredibly comfortable at the plate at this moment. What a .333 batting average with runners in scoring position last season for C.J. Cron.
Here's the next pitch, and that's drilled into left field for a base hit, and that one's going to roll all the way out to the warning track. Cron is headed for second base, and he will slide in with another extra base hit, a leadoff double to start things off here in the fourth.
Well, you talk about using the entire field, even in this game. He's done it throughout spring, but he's done it here today. Dead center field, a triple. And a low pitch, usually as a pitcher, you think pretty good about that one, especially against a right-handed batter. He's able to hook that one right down in the corner in left field for a double, his third double of the spring. He mixed that with that triple off the wall in dead center field. He's homered to right center field. He's homered to left field. By the way, I'm glad Alex Gordon wasn't out in left field, by the way.
Might have been a closer play at second base. Yep. So here's Marte, who hit the ball hard his first time up, but he lined out to Kane in center field. Here's the pitch, and that is on the outside part of the plate. Well, Cron, who we've talked about how hot he's been this spring, and that's nothing new. We've seen him have some big springs in recent years for the Angels. He was going great guns, really, for the Angels when he got hurt last year and suffered the left hand fracture, had the surgery, and who knows what his season would have ended up being had he not suffered that injury.
So it's going to be very difficult for him not to get a lot of at-bats this year for the Angels. And he's done that well. He talked about those numbers he put out and missed some time. And the way he's swinging the bat right now, seeing the ball exceptionally well.
Here's the pitch, and that's low. Cron a year ago had 16 homers, 69 driven in only 407 at-bats. So a full season, you're going to get 600 plus at bats if you're an everyday player, and he was well on his way to having 20 plus homer, close to 90 RBI season last year. Counts 2-1 here on Marte, and the pitch on him. He bounces one softly to third. It's fielded there by Moustakas. His throw takes the first baseman Moss off the bag. So safe is Marte. That'll be an error on the play. Cron, with the ball hit to third, did not advance from second to third, so he's still at second base, but the Angels have 2 on, nobody out for Maldonado.
Yeah, Moustakas got underneath the throw here. As you see, he's dropped his elbow enough that elevated that throw, and Moss has to go off the base, try to apply a tag. A little different from the catching from with the left hand as compared to you see with Hosmer. The left-handed throw using the right-handed glove might have a better chance, a quicker opportunity to apply a tag going down. That one will sail away from Moustakas.
Here's Maldonado dropping down a bunt on the third base side. It's a line hugger. Now it rolls foul. Boy, that ball went a good 3/4 of the way up the third base side fair and then crossed the line foul.
In a few weeks, that bunt down at the Big A, that will always stay fair. That always rolls back into play.
So 0-1 is the count on Martin Maldonado, trying to advance the base runners there with a sac bunt. Moss at first base. He's right at the edge of the infield grass. The third baseman Moustakas too far away from third, across from the bag, and he's still creeping in a little bit. And now Kennedy bluffs the toss to second.
Yeah, design play right there from not allowing C.J. Cron to get a bigger secondary lead in case a bunt is on.
And as Kennedy was in the process of wheeling around, Maldonado had squared around a bunt again, so we'll see what happens here. Swinging at that pitch and tipping it foul by the plate, so he took a full cut at that one.
Yeah, a lot of times a batter will do that just to make the opponent think the bunt is still on, even though it was a pickoff attempt.
Go,
0-2 is the count. Fourth inning here at Surprise Stadium. Angels and Royals no score. Good pitching so far in this one. Shoemaker and Kennedy. Angels have a threat though, and the next pitch, that's low and away.
Martin Maldonado, what he'll try to do on this swing right here, 1-2, is look out over the plate, try to drive the ball to right center field. Or at least get it deep enough to give C.J. Cron an opportunity to tag up from second base. if not score on a base hit, but you're going to have to get a good jump with those arms, especially out in center and right field.
Kennedy taking a little extra time. Back in the box now is Maldonado. Fontana waiting on deck for the Angels. The Angels second baseman today. Here's the next pitch. Pena sets up outside, and that one is a little low and outside. 2-2 the count. Kennedy is slowing it down a little bit now with the Angels threatening here. 2 on, nobody out.
Looking through a series of signs. When a lot of times when you shake off it or don't want that pitch, you'll come back with something all speed.
2-2, and there's one cut at and miss, struck him out. So he's had his share of strikeouts today. And that one in the ball game is number 5 for Ian Kennedy. 1 gone now. Still the 2 runners on base, and Fontana, who struck out his first time up, will be the batter. And now we see Ned Yost heading out to the mound, and we'll see if that's going to be it here for Kennedy. Sure enough, they're going to make a pitching change, so we have a break in the action. We get back. Angels still batting here in the 4th. A scoreless game, but a threat brewing with 2 on and 1 out. We'll take a break for the pitching change on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Left-hander Jonathan Sanchez on the comeback trail is on the hill here. He spent a number of years with the Giants. He was with Kansas City a few years ago and not pitched the last couple of seasons. And the first delivery here is a ball on Nolan Fontana to count 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, fastball, 87 to 91 range, slider, good changeup. He's run a no-hitter in his career.
Last time he pitched in the majors was 2013, and the next delivery, and that pitch is taken for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith along with Mark Gubasa. Our producer engineer is Jorge Sevilla, and the next delivery, that one is taken low, so the count is 3 balls and no strikes. As far as Sanchez this spring, he has struggled. 3 appearances before today, 2 innings, 8 hits, 8 runs, 3 walks. ERA way up there, 36.00, and the pitch, and that is nowhere close. He walks Fontana. So that'll load him up. And Carlos Perez will be the batter. And fans, don't forget to join the Angels all season long and enjoy post-game Saturday night fireworks shows presented by Wells Fargo. For more info on the Saturday night fireworks, visit angels.com/promotions.
Pretty solid at bat by Fontana. Took some tough pitches, stayed in there against a lefty. His one home run this spring has been against a left-handed pitcher for Fontana.
So Perez steps up with runners everywhere. Angels threatening to get the lead in this ball game. And the first pitch on Carlos, who grounded out his first time up. That one missed for a ball, and the catcher Brian Pena walks the ball back to the veteran lefty Jonathan Sanchez. Sanchez, 34 years old, native of Puerto Rico.
I'm Carlos Perez, though. I'm going to be aggressive here. Even though he's had 5 in a row out of the strikes, and this is the time he may groove a fastball where you can hit a ball deep enough at the very least, get a sac fly.
Here's the pitch on its way, and that one is a strike on the outside corner. Left-hander is ready, and the 1-1. It's tapped foul over on the left side.
And that swing from Carlos is a product of the pitch before. See this by his reaction. He thought if he pulled the trigger, he had a pretty good pitch to do some damage. That one he expanded his strike zone, now behind the count 1-2. So often you'll see a hitter do that when they take a pitch and it was a pitch they know they could do some damage. They expand the strike zone the very next pitch.
Here's the next one from Sanchez, and waved and missed, and down on strikes goes Carlos Perez. Fooled him off speed. That's the second out. Now the Angels have had some threats here in the early going, including here in this inning, but have yet to cash in, and now the Angels need a 2-out hit as Flores will step up.
And the Angels, when they've played well and scored runs in spring here, have had a number of big clutch 2-out hits. It's up to Flores to do that now.
Here's the pitch, and that one is taken for a strike. Jonathan Sanchez going back a number of years. 2009, pitched a no-hitter in the big leagues, and the delivery, that one is chopped right to the first baseman Moss, and he will solo to the bag, and the Angels will leave him loaded. So after Sanchez came in, walked the first batter, he gets the next 2, and the Angels will leave 3 on base. The bottom of the 4th is coming up with no score here in Surprise on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
When Matt used
Matt Shoemaker, who has faced 9 batters and retired every one of them, will get ready to work here in the bottom of the 4th in a scoreless ball game. Top of the batting order, Alex Gordon for Kansas City, then Moustakas and Kane. Left-handed batter at the plate. First pitch right in there, called strike.
Now warming for the Royals, number 53, Peter Moy.
Angels bullpen is quiet. Shoemaker's been very economical with his pitches. 27 pitches thrown in the first 3 innings.
When you're an offense going against Shoemaker, you know he's around the strike zone. You read the scouting reports. You're more apt to be aggressive on those first couple of pitches, and he can get some quicker outs and have that low pitch count even into the 4th inning.
Here's the next pitch. Off speed delivery low.
Mixed in a curveball on that one there for Shoemaker.
1-1 is the count. And the next pitch, swing and the bat goes flying over the Angels dugout back to the seats.
That had some serious distance. Hopefully the fan is okay in the stands.
So the count is now 1-2, and they're going to have to check out a fan who might have been hit to some degree by that bat. That got back there quickly, as you mentioned, Mark.
And that was a changeup. So far in this at bat, we're seeing from Shoemaker, which is good to be able to see, to be able to use those other pitches, a curveball and a changeup.
Gordon is in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's the next pitch. He goes the opposite way, lining that one down the left side, chasing hard, diving, and making the grab on that one is Ben Revere.
Wow.
Heck of a play.
And hopefully he's okay the way he caught that and bent his wrist.
Looked like the sunglasses got the worst of that whole deal.
I'll tell you what, if you're a pitcher on this team with this outfield speed, no matter who's out there, there's been some outstanding coverage and plays. Off the bat here from Gordon, that's at least a double. But Revere, quick jump, the angle he took and dives, and you see how he turns his wrist over. Not an easy play, but an outstanding play. Dive, turns the wrist onto the shoulder and flips over.
Revere has actually been one of the most impressive Angels so far this spring. Had a real good spring.
What a play.
So here's Moustakas. The Angels have the 3-man shift on right side. He hits one in the air to right field, but chasing it down, making the running catch is Flores. Got a good read off the bat. Well, both batters have hit the ball right on the button here in the inning, but they've each been retired. That's 11 in a row set down by Shoemaker, and here's Lorenzo Cain.
Again, another quick 1-pitch out because he's around the strike zone. 32 pitches thrown so far into the 4th inning with 2 outs for Shoe. We always talk about his strikeouts. Just a couple today. Doesn't walk many batters. Just walked 30 last year in 160 innings to go along with 143 strikeouts. Nearly a 5-to-1 ratio, which is outstanding.
Here's this pitch on Lorenzo Cain. It skips all the way back to the backstop for ball 1.
Yeah, most times as a starter, you're looking for a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio as far as walks to strikeouts. Although I always thought that was overrated. I almost like to go 1-to-1.
You're walking a dangerous road when it's that percentage. The pitch, that's lined, and a fair ball just dropped fair, and it's going to roll all the way down in the corner. Cain is easily going to get 2, makes a big turn at second, and he'll settle for a 2-out double. So that's the Royals' first hit today after Shoemaker had retired 11 straight. And that was another ball that was hit hard. All 3 batters have hit the ball hard in this inning.
And he turned on that one right down in that left field corner for Lorenzo Cain. See, that fastball stayed right true middle part of the plate. We'll hook that down the line. Moustakas got a fastball hit well in the right field. Same thing, a fastball away. Alex Gordon, but a great play by Ben Revere.
So here's Moss, who flied out his first time up.
Yeah, he was hacking on the first pitch.
Shoemaker set. Takes a look at second. Kane, the runner, and the pitch that's high and outside. What goes through your mind if you're out there on the mound? You're getting outs as Shoemaker has in this inning, but you know they're hitting the ball really hard against you.
You know, what I always try to do in my mind is spin a positive thing. It's an out's an out. So you take that first and foremost, but then all of a sudden you think, okay, they're sitting on my fastball. I got to think of some way. If I could still throw the fastball, but I'm going to try to turn it over a little bit. See, like on that one there, you turn it over, get him out in front. They're still reading fastball, but you're avoiding the middle part of the plate, which most times, if it's going to be in the middle of the plate for Shoemaker, it'll be a four-seam fastball. Utilize that two-seamer, then you can back it up with the split after that. But if they're squaring up the baseball, you have to think in terms of either getting it inside or trust movement to get an easier out.
1-1 count now on the left-handed hitting Moss. He's now 33 years old. 28 home runs last year for the Cardinals, but he hit only 225.
Anytime you see a pitcher step off like that, you want to go through another series of signs. You weren't quite comfortable with pitch selection on that one.
Now Matt Shoemaker is ready. The Angels bullpen is quiet, and here's the pitch. It's outside. That one got away from him. It was high and away.
But you can tell by these couple pitches here, even this at bat against Moss, he's still thinking there were some baseballs squared up against him. So he's kind of muscling up even on that split. Still got to trust, hey, you got your fielders behind you to make plays. It's got to work strike zone, but work down.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is outside. Moss is a guy who has always kind of crowded the plate, and he gets hit by a lot of pitches. In fact, he once was hit by a pitch twice in the same inning.
Kind of like Don Baylor used to be.
Yeah. Shoemaker ready. He's behind 3-1, and the next delivery walked him. That was up and in. So after getting the first 2 outs in the inning, the double with 2 outs, and now the 2-out walk. First inning where the Royals have had any type of threat brewing here, but Shoemaker just needs one more out to wrap this inning up, and Bonifacio will be the next batter.
Even though spring training mode is still involved, as whether you're a hitter or a pitcher, I'm not so sure Shoemaker, especially when he fell behind, wasn't thinking, all right, I have an empty base over there first, and I have a right-handed batter. Even though a power threat at the plate, which more comfortable to go righty-righty versus lefty there.
Got Bonifacio on a fly out his first time up, and here's the pitch. He checks on that one, and he was holding. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Fans, don't forget to join the Angels on April 7th and 8th for opening weekend at the Big A. The Angels will entertain the Mariners. Fans in attendance will receive a wall calendar courtesy of U.S. Bank while supplies last. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. 1 ball, no strikes. Shoemaker steps off the rubber. Time called. Another beautiful day here in the valley. The weather has really warmed up. Predictions of 90 degrees or more the rest of the week. There's a pickoff toss to second. The second baseman Fontana was way behind the bag.
Now, if you throw that way to first base, that would be called a balk if you don't go in towards the base itself. By the way, I think people back east would take that 90 degrees right now, what they're dealing with as far as the snow levels.
Yeah, they've had blizzard-like conditions today on the 14th of March on the East Coast. Here's the pitch. It's hit in the air high to right field and playable. Flores battling the sun toward the line in medium right will make the grab, and the inning is over. Easy play, and that'll do it here for the Royals. Their first threat, they end up leaving a pair on. So we move to the 5th inning, and it is a scoreless game here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Driven by your... New pitcher for the Royals, and it's Peter Moylan, who has spent time in the big leagues with the Braves, also a little bit of time with the Dodgers. And last season, he was in 50 games for the Royals, 2-0 record, pitched 44 2/3 innings. And he is ready to work here against the Angels as David Fletcher will start it off. Moylan is from Australia. And here's the first pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike.
And that 3/4 delivery, not overpowering fastball, 87-91 range, slider change. Very good ground ball rate, though, 62% ground ball out rate for Moylan last season.
Here's the next pitch, and he kind of slings that one in there for a called strike to count 0-2. He's a guy that's had a lot of back trouble in his career. Bulging disc, 3 different surgeries to try and alleviate that problem. Here's the next pitch, and that one is low and outside.
Anybody's ever had any back issues, it's very difficult to, you have that surgery and it just goes away. I mean, it's always a process for you to make sure you that core stays strong.
Counts 1-2, and Moylan's next delivery again drops down and misses with that one low and outside. 2-2. After Fletcher, Young and Revere will follow. Moylan replacing Sanchez, who got the final 2 outs and worked out of that bases loaded situation, keeping the Angels off the scoreboard. Here's the next pitch. That's a liner just off the glove of Moustakas, who is jumping up trying to nab it. Ball drops into shallow left, hustling up to second, and there with a hustle double is Fletcher. He's on in scoring position to start the 5th inning off, and Eric Young, the next batter.
The hit machine strikes again.
So Fletcher, who's hitting over 350 this spring, has his first hit today. And we'll see how the Angels play it here. The Royals think that Young will be bunting.
Well, he has attempted to bunt a number of times already in his first 2 at-bats. Your goal as a hitter there, you want to force the third baseman to field a bunt.
Eric Young has the reputation of being a good bunter. Shows no signs of it on the first pitch and misses inside for ball 1. Moylan is set. And here's the pitch. That's chopped on the first base side. Diving stop by the first baseman. Then Moss will just nip the batter Young going to first base. He did a very good job on that one. He looked the runner back to third base, Fletcher, and gets the out on Young. There's one gone.
Yeah, that baseball was hit well by Eric Young Jr. Hit hard, and Brandon Moss thought about it. He might have had a shot at it, but good read for Fletcher going right away, but quickly gets up Moss. It would be a perfect throw to get him. Took the out instead of first by himself. And he had to go over there quickly with Eric Young going down the line, avoiding contact. Now the infield in here for the Royals with Ben Revere at the plate.
So unassisted out. Revere, the batter. He's had a couple of strikeouts today, but those were against Kennedy, the starter. And here's the pitch, and that's a little bit low and outside.
It's good to see him at the plate. I mean, that was a very good play he made in the field, but he twisted that wrist back when he landed on that outfield grass. But it's to be healthy, trying to drive in the first run of the game.
Infield is in for Kansas City. Angels have had a number of innings where they've threatened to score. Left Crone at third base in the first. Left Maldonado at second in the second. And then last inning had the bases loaded, 1 out, failed to score. And now have a runner at third with 1 away here in the 5th in a scoreless ball game. Here's the delivery, and a little bit low and inside. It missed.
And with the infield in, the decision the Royals decided to do, especially with the pitcher, we talked about ground ball rate as far as percentage, 62% ground ball outs last year for Moylan. That's why the infield in, he doesn't elevate many pitches, and so far Ben Revere's did a nice job of not chasing that pitch, that low pitch, out of the strike zone.
So the count is 3-0. We'll see if Revere is taking or if he might have a green light here, trying to get the Angels on the board. Here's the next pitch. He was taking, and that one missed high. Ball 4. Runners at the corners with 1 out. C.J. Cron, who's had a pair of hits, will be the batter. Fans, don't forget, get your red on. Become a season seat holder to enjoy exclusive benefits and the same seats all season long at the greatest value. Visit angels.com/season seats or call 888-796-HALO for more information. Cron a double and a triple today. Here's Moylan's pitch, and the sidewinder delivers that one in there for a called strike. Even though Moylan a year ago pitched in 50 games for the Royals, he is back after signing a minor league deal with them in the offseason. So he's trying to win a spot on their roster. There's no guarantees here. They have a lot of veteran relievers trying to win a bullpen spot. We saw Sanchez, who preceded Moylan, and they have a lot of other ones that are in their camp as well.
And really, they feel that there's only, just talking to a number of Royal people here today, there's only really 1 spot, maybe 2 at most, available in the bullpen right now. So that competition for that last spot, very heated for Ned Yost.
Here's Moylan's pitch. That's line caught by Moustakas, and then he tried to get over to third, but Fletcher was able to get back in time. But boy, oh boy, that ball couldn't have been hit any harder, but Moustakas makes the catch on it. The third baseman almost doubled up Fletcher, but David Fletcher had the presence of mind to get back, and he had to do so in a hurry. That's out number 2.
Remember all those cartoons where the baseball was screaming? Well, every at bat today for C.J. Cron, the baseball has been screaming. That's another line drive. Moustakas able to catch that, but another great swing from C.J. Cron.
So here's Marte trying to make something happen with 2 outs and 2 on. Pickoff toss, diving back to the bag goes the base runner Revere at first.
You know, that conversation's gone around baseball that the Angels have been very successful with the double steal. A quick throw over the first base with Revere at first.
And again, a toss over to first base, and Revere diving back to the bag. Mentioned the Royals and all the veteran relievers that they signed in the offseason. Brandon League is one of them. Al Albuquerque, who was in Angels camp last spring. They signed Bobby Parnell in the offseason. Chris Withrow as well. There's one fouled off on the left side. And of course, they also, Mark, had to do some juggling after the death of Ventura, where Jason Hamill was signed, and also Travis Wood.
Yep. One of those transitional type years for Kansas City. Potentially they get off to a slow start. A number of key free agents available after this year. Some difficult decisions for Kansas City to make as far as trying to keep that core together. Moustakas, Hosmer, Escobar, Lorenzo Cain.
Here's the next delivery. That one hits off the pitcher. The ball ricochets into shallow right. It'll score a run, and the Angels finally get on the scoreboard. That ball was ripped back to Moylan, and it caught a piece of him. He's telling everyone, as the athletic trainer and their manager Ned Yost are coming out to the mound, that he's okay. So that'll be an RBI hit for Marte, and the Angels are up 1-0 with runners at first and second.
Yeah, I thought off the bat it might have got him in the arm, the non-throwing arm.
Looks like the left arm, the glove arm, if you will.
Oh, said very well by Marte, driving in the first run of the game.
So here's Maldonado, still 2 outs, 2 on, and 1 in.
Marte continues to swing the bat well in camp.
Hitting over 300 in the Cactus League.
7 RBIs now.
Here's the pitch on Maldonado, who's DHing today. He's had a hit and a strikeout, and he takes strike one.
I mean, Terry, you've been doing this for a while. This is about as competitive as the camp, but we've seen there's a number of spots that may be filled the last weekend of the spring training when that freeway series against the Dodgers, the way it seems.
Here's the delivery. That one is low and in. Well, you have to like the Angels' depth as far as position players going into the regular season. I think that will be a strength for the club.
I think Luis Valbuena may be in action tomorrow and the next day, it looks like, too.
Here's the next pitch from Moylan, and that's way low and outside. So he has struggled a bit here in this inning. He's given up 2 hits, a walk, and a run. Throwing 18 pitches here in his first inning of work. Moylan had appeared in 3 games scoreless relief coming into today. Next pitch, and that's low and outside. Another pitcher talking about the Royals who's on the comeback trail, and that is Jason Vargas, former Angel.
Yep.
And he's in the final year of the deal that he had signed with Kansas City, and he's made 3 starts for them this spring. ERA is a little bit on the high side. Here's the pitch, and that's tipped foul over on the third base side. 3-2 now on Maldonado.
And Vargas, one of those field type pitchers, that fastball, changeup, curveball. So in this air here in the warm temperatures in Arizona, you make a mistake with some of those pitches. That's where you see that ERA is higher than you would normally see when you're in your regular home ballpark or even on the road, especially in the cooler temperatures early on.
Vargas coming back from Tommy John elbow surgery that he had in July of 2015. He did pitch just briefly last year near the end of the season for Kansas City. Made 3 starts for them.
Always one of my favorite Angels. He was great to be around. Very competitive.
So it's a full count, runners go, and the 3-2 delivery, a called third strike on Maldonado, got him looking, and that's how the inning will end. But the Angels break the ice, get on the scoreboard. Angels do leave 2 more on and have stranded 7, but as we head to the bottom of the 5th, it's 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels will bring in young right-hander Keenan Middleton to take over for Matt Shoemaker. Shoemaker retired 12 of the 14 batters he faced today. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs in 4 innings. By far his best start this spring.
And if you're at home viewing this game right now, You see he's down in the bullpen getting some extra work in. He's probably was trying to get around that 60 pitch mark, but Mike Scioscia wants to see some arms out of the bullpen. So instead of putting Shoemaker back out there for the 5th, he's getting some work down in the bullpen to try to simulate as much game type action as he can and utilize all his pitches while allowing Middleton to be able to go get some work against some very good hitters in the game here today.
Middleton's delivery. This ball is drilled deep into center field. Going back is Eric Young Jr. He's at the wall. He jumps up and the ball is off his glove. It's in play, going into second base, and stopping there with a double will be Soler on a ball that was close to going out to dead center field. Young went back to the warning track, to the wall, jumped up, nearly came away with that one.
At the very least prevented a home run, that's for sure. Got back to the wall well, timed to leap. And off the glove, unable to control the baseball in the glove. It looked like he kept it from going out of the yard, although he looks like he might have been able to get another step back towards the wall. Ball was hit very well by Soler.
Goes 400 to dead center. And at the plate now, dropping down a bunt is Colon. It's fielded by Middleton, and he does a good job to get the throw over to first base to get Colon, who on the sacrifice will move Soler over to third base.
Good athletic play. We talked about Middleton being a good athlete. He stays low on that throw to the first base because that was a good bunt by Christian Colon.
So Brian Pena, their catcher, will be the next batter.
Infield in now for the Angels.
Middleton looking in for the sign. Runner at third, one out. The pitch, that's grounded out towards short and just off the glove of Fletcher, and it'll skip through into center field. So that's an RBI hit for Pena, and the Royals waste little time here in the bottom of the 5th, tying up the game at 1.
Even if Fletcher's able to make that play, so as a play at first, but more definitely is going to score the run. It was elevated enough where Pena is just able to hit that ball on the ground and off the glove of Fletcher.
So each team getting the run here in the inning in the 5th. One out, runner at first base. Raul Mondesi at the plate and takes the first one for a strike. As Middleton works, this is his 6th appearance this spring, and in 5 innings he had allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, a couple walks, 3 strikeouts. Here's his pitch, and that fastball is outside.
Mike Scioscia, Charles Nagy, the entire coaching staff very intrigued by Middleton and his stuff. Just getting some experience in the relief role, been a starter. But you will see, I think, that name at some point in the big league roster this season.
Here's the pitch.
Very good arm.
Yep, that was a fastball just a little bit low and in. Middleton saw action in A, AA, and AAA in the Angels organization last year. Big strikeout pitcher as a reliever last season. And again, we've talked about it. He hits triple digits with his fastball on the pitch. That's fouled back behind the plate. He has one of the best arms of anyone in the organization right now. Keenan Middleton ready to come in. Here's the next delivery. Chopped foul. Here are the Angels on deck circle.
That's the all-speed pitch. That's what he has to get comfortable with. The secondary pitches, although you don't need as many pitches out of the bullpen as you do as a starter. No matter how hard you throw, you do need that secondary pitch, at least one where you're comfortable enough to throw it, to throw the timing off of a hitter.
Here's the pitch. Popped foul, back and out of play to our left.
That's unless your name is Rivera for the New York Yankees, you just do a fastball every pitch, but you cut fastball every pitch.
Right.
He had a pretty good career, don't you think?
Sure did. But it doesn't work that way for many.
No.
Just a one-pitch pitcher. Here's the next delivery. That's a shot in the gap in right center field. It's going to split the outfielders and roll out to the wall. This is probably going to get a run in. Going into third, being waved around is Pena. He's their catcher. Throw to the plate, and he's out. The Angels gun him down. He tried to score from first base, and the Angels throw him out. Excellent relay. Good job by Carlos Perez, blocking the plate, and the Angels prevent that tying run from scoring right there.
I'll tell you what, the Angels have done a great job so far on those relay plays. That's twice now we've seen perfect action on the relay, getting in quickly, perfect throw to the plate, and a scoop by Carlos Perez to apply a tag. And Fontana got a lot on that throw, but it was all started by Herc Young Jr. getting in quickly to the cutoff man. So that's something that Mike Scioscia, Dino Evil have to feel real good about what they've seen as far as the fundamental game. A couple really good relay plays at outs at home.
On that play, the batter Mondesi, who drove that ball in the gap in right center, ends up at third. He'll get a double on it, takes third on the throw to the plate, and then the play that got Pena trying to score will go 8-4-2. Young, Fontana, Perez. Here's the next pitch, and that's in there for a strike on Alex Gordon.
Boy, Mondesi could fly. A little different build than his dad, that's for sure. His dad could run.
Middleton's next pitch, and that's high, popped off the mid of Carlos Perez. Stayed right beside him, though. 2-1 the count. Angels 1, Royals 1, bottom of the 5th here in Surprise. And here's the pitch. That's another ball hit hard, and that's going to drop into right center for an RBI hit, and that will give Kansas City the lead. They're up 2-1. Balls have been hit hard here in this inning against Middleton. That's an RBI single for Gordon.
And this Royal club always build around putting the ball in play. They will be aggressive, swing early in the counts, but they don't strike out a lot. And when you're throwing fastballs, you better locate them well. And now Gordon went down and got that fastball and lines it in the right center field for an RBI single.
So they've had 5 batters bat in the inning. 4 of them have hits. The only batter who was retired was on the sacrifice. Colon advancing Soler earlier in the inning, and of course we've had the out at the plate as well. First pitch here, a ball. It's 1-0 on Moustakas, who's 0 for 2. And the next pitch, that's a strike on the outside corner. Seventeen pitches for Middleton here in the inning. Here's his next delivery, and that one is low.
Put it in perspective, Shoemaker had 32 pitches with a couple outs into the 4th inning.
Yeah. So 2-1 the count on Mike Moustakas, 28-year-old Royals third baseman. Here's the next pitch. He takes that one. It caught the inside part of the plate for a called strike.
Good off-speed pitch. In the scouting report, when you face this Royal lineup, is you better be able to throw off-speed pitches, secondary pitches, because they are going to be on a fastball. We've seen that this inning, but that was a real good pitch, changeup wise by Middleton.
And the next delivery, it's fouled back behind the plate.
And I like what Carlos did there with Middleton, back-to-back changeups. So often a hitter doesn't see that. They'll think and look fastball. Instead, back-to-back changeups. He was out in front. Now that fastball, that firm fastball that Middleton has, will be even quicker after back-to-back off-speed pitches.
Here's the 2-2, and that one is fouled back to the screen. Moustakas, who's batting, only played in 27 games last year for Kansas City. He suffered a knee injury back in May of last season, an ACL tear, and that really kind of took care of things for him as far as 2016. Here's the pitch, and that one is chopped foul right by the batter's box. Moustakas avoided arbitration during the offseason, and he will be a free agent at the end of the year.
Here's the next pitch. He reaches at that one, hits it on a hop right to short. It's fielded there by Fletcher, and he will throw to first to get Moustakas. The inning is over. But the Royals do come up with a pair of runs in the inning, and in the inning they had a total of 4 hits. They'll leave 1 runner on base. We're headed to inning number 6 here in Surprise. Right now 2-1 Kansas City on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Royals will make a number of changes. We'll pick those up for you in just a moment as we get ready to go to inning number 6. First batter up for the Angels, pinch hitting for Nolan Fontana is Shane Robinson.
Pinch hitting for the Angels, number 17, Shane Robinson.
So Fontana, who leaves the game, he was playing second base. He went 0 for 1. And Alexander's first pitch on Robinson and missed for ball 1. The count 1 ball, no strike. Shane Robinson is having a good spring for the Angels. In fact, he's hitting .450, 9 for 20, 3 runs batted in, takes that pitch for a ball. There's a new second baseman in the game for Kansas City. His name is Ramon Torres. Humberto Arteaga is now the new shortstop. There's a pitch high and away. They also have a new catcher, Parker Morin. Hunter Dozier is coming to the ball game. He is playing in right field. There's a pitch taken for a strike, and now the count goes to 3-1.
Alexander on the mound has been throwing the ball very well for the Royals, and his name in that conversation for a bullpen spot.
There's a pitch taken for a strike. Chesler Cuthbert is the third baseman, replacing Moustakas. Here's Alexander's next pitch. It's grounded right to second. Torres is the new second baseman, and his throw is in plenty of time for the first out. Scott Alexander, who's pitching, former 6th round pick of Kansas City back in 2012. He was a guy who did see some action for the Royals a year ago.
On deck, pinch hit for Flores, number 44, Brian Lamar.
Brian Lamar is going to pinch hit here, and here's the delivery. That one is in there. Lamar will pinch hit for a scheduled batter on deck, Ramon Flores. Carlos Perez at the plate now. First pitch in there on him for a strike. And the next delivery, there's another one And it's now 0-2. Perez has gone 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. Here's the next delivery. That's chopped foul over on the left side. No balls, 2 strikes.
So that most consistent swing from Carlos Perez is when he utilizes the middle of the field.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is a pitch that got away.
That would be pretty hard to use the middle of the field on that pitch, though, Terry. When he lets the baseball travel, thinks middle to right center field on his approach, much more consistent level swing from Carlos Perez.
Here's Alexander's delivery. That ball's lifted high, and it's hit deep down the left field side, and it is out of here. That one clears the bullpen for the Royals down the left side, and little doubt about Carlos Perez's home run right there. That's his first one this spring, and that ties up the game at 2.
And that certainly had to make Carlos feel good about that swing. Got a pitch enough where he get those arms extended, got the barrel of the bat on that. High fives right away coming into that dugout by Dino Evil and Mike Scioscia. Tell by the reaction both catcher and pitcher, mislocation. Carlos Perez with good power when he drives it from that part of the field, especially on the inner half of the plate. Drives it out.
Here's Lamar, and he bunts the ball. Off the mound is Alexander, the pitcher, to field it, and his throw over to first base is going to get him, and that'll be the first out, or second out in the inning. So 2 are gone. David Fletcher will be the batter now in a 2-2 ball game. Angels tying things up here in inning number 6. First pitch taken by Fletcher, and that one ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Alexander, in his 17 relief appearances for the Royals last season, had a 3.32 ERA. Next delivery, that's in there for a strike.
No Wade Davis closing games anymore for Kansas City. Sent over that trade for Solar with the Chicago Cubs.
Fletcher now taking ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
On that run for the World Series back-to-back, he had that 3-headed monster: Herrera, Davis, Holland. Then it went to Herrera to Davis. Ryan Matson filled that role in there very well a couple years ago too for Kansas City.
Here's the next delivery, and it's lifted in the air into right center field, but running it down out there is Lorenzo Cain, who's still in the ball game, and that's how the inning will end. But the Angels do tie it up on the home run by Carlos Perez. That was the only hit here in the top of the 6th. And as we go to the bottom of the inning, it's a 2-2 ball game on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Griffith.
We're brothers.
We're brothers. This is undisputed.
And second base number 13, Angels making a lot of changes as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Mike Morin is the new pitcher. New catcher is Tony Sanchez. New second baseman Ray Navarro. New third baseman is Caleb Cowart. Staying in the game now, playing in left field, is Ryan Lamar. Shane Robinson is the new Angels right fielder. So that gets you updated on the defensive changes for the Angels. At the plate, taking the first pitch for ball one, is Lorenzo Cain. This is probably his final at bat of the day. And here's the pitch. That's popped in the air into shallow center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So Cain's second hit of the day. Leadoff single here against Mike Morin to start off the Royals' 6th inning. Brandon Moss will be the next batter, and it looks like they're going to pinch run here for Cain. Terrence Gore will be the pinch runner. He very well could be staying in the game in the outfield as well.
Talk about a fast runner. See a pitch out at some point, potentially put on by Mike Scioscia, and or a number of pickoff attempts by Mike Morin.
So here is Moss, his third time up. He has a walk and a fly out today. There goes Gore. The pitch is low. Sanchez, the new catcher's throw, is high, and it's a stolen base. So Gore did not waste any time at all. Swipe second.
Now it's up to Mike Morin to vary that look back to second. Gore may try to steal third also. Always a good time to look back for a daylight play be put on.
So Mike Morin working now with the potential go-ahead run at second, and the pitch, it's cut on and missed by Moss for a strike. Count level 1-1.
Morin with that plus changeup he has. That one will fade and go down and away against a lefty. Will cut his changeup against a righty. With fastball and velocity and trust of it, important pitch to set up his changeup.
Here's the next pitch. That's a ground ball through into right center, and that's going to give him the lead. Coming in and scoring will be Gore from second base on the RBI hit by Moss. Kansas City back on top, and they lead it 3-2. So this game's starting to seesaw back and forth. Moss is going to be lifted for another pinch runner. So the pinch runner for Kansas City is Whit Merrifield.
Pinch running at first base, number 15, Whit Merrifield.
And the batter now is Bonifacio, Jorge Bonifacio. Here's the first pitch on him. That's in there for a called strike as Mike Morin works, and he's been touched for a run here in the inning. This is his 5th appearance this spring. He had allowed only 1 run in 4 innings coming into the day. Toss over to first base. Merrifield is back. Morin is replacing Keenan Middleton, and Middleton last inning gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Didn't walk or strike out anyone. There's a toss over to first base, and Merrifield is back safely. (3-2) Kansas City on top. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Surprise, Arizona. Next pitch, and checking on that one and holding up as it goes is Bonifacio on the appeal. They say he was holding. The bottom of the 6th inning. It's being brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Rotolo Chevrolet, pursuing excellence every day. Visit them at rotolo.com. That's rotolo.com. Morin set, next pitch, and that's a little bit low. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith, Mark Gubasan, our producer engineer Jorge Sevilla with you on this Tuesday. Warren paying a lot of attention to Merrifield, another pickoff toss. He gets back in time.
Count now, you may see some action for Kansas City at the plate. Good speed at first.
And again, Morin with a pickoff toss over to first base. Mike Morin facing the club that he followed growing up. He's from the Kansas City area. Here's the next delivery. That's a liner into left field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Firing it back is Lamar, the Angels left fielder. And so the first three batters here in this inning have all had hits for Kansas City. They have a run in, 2 on. Soler will be the batter.
Now available in the Angels clubhouse.
And Mike Morin can use that ground ball double play right now. See if we get Soler out in front. His changeup.
Morin takes a look at second. He delivers on Soler, and that pitch is a called strike. Soler figures to hit some DH at bats for Kansas City. Of course, Kendrys Morales had been the Royals DH the last few seasons. He's now with the Toronto Blue Jays.
And some good numbers for the Royals in his career there for Kendrys Morales, who had some great years for the Angels.
There's a pitch taken for a strike.
One of the really good guys in the game, Kendrys.
No doubt about that. And they're hoping in Toronto that he kind of picks up the slack of Edwin Encarnacion leaving to Cleveland.
It's not easy to do so.
No.
Those power numbers.
Here's the delivery. That's off speed. He missed inside. One and two here on Soler. Waiting on deck is Ramon Torres, who will be getting his first at bat of the day. He came in to replace Christian Colon at second base. Next pitch, that's fouled back by that batter waiting on deck, and the count holding at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels today starting a road trip here in Cactus League play, and tomorrow the Angels will be in Scottsdale against the Giants. Thursday the Angels will be at Salt River Fields and take on the Rockies, and there's another liner in the left that's going to fall in for a hit. That's going to load up the bases. 4 straight singles here in this inning given up by Mike Morin. Runners everywhere now, still no outs, and Torres will be the batter.
And Soler coming in this game had been struggling, batting average no 97. Back-to-back hits for him, though. Double S at bat, stayed back well on the changeup from Morin. Got a little bit too much to play and elevated. He hit that hard in the left field for a single.
So here's Torres getting ready to bat. Infield has been brought in. And here's the pitch. And that one is high. One ball, no strikes to count. Angels right now, things quiet in that bullpen. The pitch that's popped foul over on the left side. That's going to get back and out of play. Mike Morin ready, and the next pitch. That's a liner just out of the reach of Cowart, the third baseman. It falls into left field. One run will score. Another being waved home. The throw is late. Runner breaks for third, gets there safely. The Royals get 2 on it, and now they've increased the lead to 5-2 here in the 6th inning. And Morin has not gotten anyone out. 5 straight hits, all singles he's allowed here in this inning.
Torres was out in front of this changeup and has punched it right down the left field line, scoring 2 runs.
So a rough inning here for Morin, who has yet to retire anyone.
But that throw looked like it beat the runner going to third base. We'll call it safe.
So the batter now is Parker Morin against Mike Morin. And here's the pitch, and this one is bounced by Mike Morin. It's stopped near second base by Fletcher, who touches the bag, fires the first for a double play. On the play, coming in and scoring from third base will be Soler, so they get another run on it. But the Angels do finally get some people out. 2 outs on that double play ball to Fletcher, the shortstop, but it's 6-2 Kansas City.
Pretty solid play by Fletcher. Not only had to field that baseball, it was going right towards the base, but has a presence of mind to go back, step on the base, and then throw a quick throw across the diamond to complete a 6-3 double play. Keep in mind, a lot of games at second base for Fletcher, getting some opportunity to get shortstop.
And at the plate now, taking a pitch in there for a strike is the new shortstop, Arteaga, Humberto Arteaga. Here's the next delivery, and that one is cut at and missed. So the count jumps to 0-2. Arteaga up from their minor league camp, and he shoots one on the right side just out of the reach of Navarro. That'll drop into shallow right field. It's another hit.
And what I'm seeing from Mike Morin, he's kind of slowing down on his delivery. Even though they're fooled at the plate, they know something off speed. They're able to keep the bat back. Their hip is opening up, but they're keeping the bat back in the zone to be able to at least make contact with that changeup that we've seen over the years. A lot of swing and misses on that pitch.
6 singles in this inning and 4 runs, and the inning continues. The 8th batter up in the inning is Hunter Dozier. This is his first at bat today. He's hitting out of Gordon's leadoff spot, and the first pitch, a strike on him. No balls and 1 strike. So Kansas City up by 4, and the next delivery, it's low. It got away from Sanchez, recovers, throws to second, and waiting with the tag is Navarro, and gunned down is that runner who's shaken up a little bit out there at second base, Arteaga. The inning ends on what will go down as a caught stealing, and that'll do it for Kansas City. But in the inning, they put a 4 spot on the board, and they lead it by 4, 6-2 as we head to the 7th on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Albuquerque is the new pitcher for Kansas City. This time a year ago, he was in the Angels spring training camp, and he eventually pitched in just 2 games for the Angels last year. Spent just about all the season at AAA Salt Lake. Whit Merrifield stays in the game at first base. Peter O'Brien is now the left fielder, and Terrence Gore stays in the game. He is now in center field. Al Albuquerque, who's always had a good arm. Pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher with the fastball and the slider. He'll throw a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer.
And can get wild at times. Certainly has that ability to get a strikeout, though, as part of his arsenal.
And his first pitch, that one is taken by Eric Young Jr. for a called strike. Albuquerque is appearing in his 6th game for the Royals this spring. 5 innings, 7 hits, and 2 earned runs allowed, 7 strikeouts. There's a ball that is chopped foul right near the plate. And the count is no balls, 2 strikes on Young, who's gone 0 for 3.
Attention media. Today's paid attendance 7,130. 70. Correction, 7130.
Oh, and 2 is the count.
A number of bunt attempts by Eric Young Jr. today in this game.
Yeah, and the pitch, he swings at this one, lifts it in the air into left center field, and that's in the gap, and it splits the outfielders. O'Brien just getting to it, the new left fielder. He'll fire it back towards the infield, but it is a leadoff double here for Eric Young, and Ben Revere will be the next batter.
Well, he's hit the ball hard twice now. The last at bat, good shot that Brandon Moss made a nice play on. Put the infield in, and this one stayed back on that well and drove that the other way for Eric Young Jr. picking up a double. Stayed back, looking to hit the ball to the big part of the field. It's up his 3rd double of the spring.
Tony Sanchez is going to be the hitter. He's hitting out of Revere's spot. This is his first time up, and he fouls that one back behind the plate. Ben Revere was 0 for 2 today.
Boy, no runs in the first 4 innings of the game, then all of a sudden 8 runs in the last 2+ innings.
Here's the next delivery, and that one is shot over by the first baseman. Good stop by Merrifield. He'll go to the bag and get Sanchez, and moving over to third base on it will be Young, who's there with 1 out.
C.J. Cron's still in the lineup for you there, Terry. He likes his at-bats in spring training.
That's amazing.
And he's hit the ball hard all 3 at-bats.
Sure has. Double, triple, and then the last time up a line out.
He might have the most plate appearances in spring training almost every year.
And the first pitch is a ball. That's low. He has a chance to drive in a run here, and the Angels need some runs, trailing in this ball game now 6-2 here with 1 out in the 7th inning. Albuquerque replacing Alexander, who worked last inning. And there's a pitch that is a strike on Cron. Not too happy about that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch fouled off.
Another good
by
swing.
Cowart waiting on deck.
Little O'Brien out in the outfield and left field. He's almost playing in the Royals bullpen. Seeing the way C.J. Cron has swung the bat. See how deep he is. You have a swing like that, he even took another step back.
So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next delivery hits it in the air down the right field side. That's tight to the line down the right side. It just drops foul. A foul ball. That would have been a run even had the ball been caught, but Dozier wasn't able to get to it, and he's lucky because it did just drop foul. So Albuquerque still in front 1-2 here on Cron.
Yeah, Cron led the Angels in at-bats in spring with 75 in 2015 and 16 for C.J. Cron. So he does get his fair share of at-bats in Tempe.
Yeah, there's a pitch that's low, blocked by the catcher Parker Morin for Kansas City. No advancement by Young.
Right away, C.J. Cron saying, hey, stay where you're at. This is a good RBI situation for me right now. Not far enough away to take a shot.
Here's the next delivery. He lifts that one foul. It's going to get back and out of play. Albuquerque, pitcher number 5 today for Kansas City. The Angels so far have used 3. Here's the next pitch. That's a shot in the left. That's going to be another hit and an RBI for Cron. Young will score. Cron's going to hit for 2. Here comes the throw. It's a little bit late. He slides in with an RBI double. His 3rd extra base hit of the day. He's had 16 hits this spring, and the Angels get a little bit closer in this ball game. It's now 6-3 Royals.
And I think that is it for now for C.J. Cron. It is the only time he got it out was a line missile right at Moustakas at third base. Would have been probably another double. We could have had 4 extra base hits for C.J. Cron. Ends up with 3, 2 doubles and a triple. RBI.
Looks like Sherman Johnson is going to run for Cron. And then we'll see what the Angels do over there at first base. So C.J. Cron. Productive day for him, the Angels first baseman this afternoon. At the plate now is Coward, and the first pitch of ball to count 1-0. So the Angels have had couple of hits here against Albuquerque out of the first 3 batters, and it put a run on the board against them. There's Coward chasing a pitch and missing it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kennedy is now available in the Royals clubhouse.
Albuquerque's delivery, a swing and a miss by Coward, almost went down to a knee going after that pitch, and now he's down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Albuquerque's always had command issues.
Always intriguing with his arm he had.
Yeah, power arm. Shortstop Arteaga is not too far away from the second base bag, and the pitch. That's hit hard and in the gap in right center field. That's going to take a bounce and hit off the wall. It's going to be another extra base hit, and another run will score. Coward delivers. Angels have had 3 doubles here in the 7th inning against Albuquerque, and now it's a 6-4 Kansas City lead.
And the runs continue to be scored here in the middle part of the game, and that's a good swing by Coward. Good balance, stayed back on that well, got the barrel of the bat out in front, lines it to right center field for a double. Especially for a couple guys that have been struggling a little bit at the plate. Coward and even Carlos Perez with the home run today. It's good to see.
There's Maldonado at the plate.
Now this would be a good opportunity for Maldonado to get that swing together. Was out in front of that slider though.
So 6-4, Angels down by a pair, and the next pitch, that's fouled off on the right side.
All right, come on now.
Angels have had a lot of scoring opportunities today, have scored runs now in each of the last 3 innings, but earlier in the game the Angels were leaving people on base, and overall 7 stranded today. Angels had a bases loaded situation with 1 out, and that was back in the 4th inning, but failed to take advantage, didn't score in that inning as Maldonado fouls another one off. He's in the hole 0-2. Coward has pretty good speed. He's the base runner over there at second. 2-strike delivery, and that is a called 3rd strike. Maldonado thought it was a little bit up and in, didn't get the call he wanted from the home plate umpire Travis Eggert, and he is a strikeout victim now for the 3rd straight time in the game after getting the infield hit his first time up.
And back-to-back called 3rd strikes. And Martin Maldonado didn't like either one of those calls. A little backup slider. Looked like he did have a reason to be a little upset on that one. Backup slider, catcher reaching up and away from his target.
There's Shane Robinson taking a pitch for a ball. One ball, no strikes to count. And the next delivery, it's a big cut and a miss by Robinson. 1-1.
Sugar Shane trying for a 2-run home run on that swing.
He was trying to tie the ball game up. And here's the next pitch. That's a fastball taken for a strike. Robinson is batter number 6 in the inning. Angels have scored twice here in the 7th. Here's the next delivery, and that's high and away. A fastball misses. See what the Angels do pitching wise when we go to the bottom of the inning. Angels figure to bring in a reliever to work the bottom of the 7th. There's a swing and a miss. That was a nasty slider, struck him out, and that's how the inning will end. 2 in the inning for the Angels on 3 hits, all doubles, and the Angels will leave their 8th runner on base. The bottom of the 7th is coming up. It is 7th inning stretch time here at Surprise Stadium, and right now Royals up on the Angels 6-4 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels will go to the bullpen as we speculated, and Blake Parker is in to work for the 6th time this spring. He's done a solid job for the Angels, and his first pitch, that was a good looking fastball there taken by Dozier for strike 1.
How would you describe that fan for the Kansas City, Terry, we just saw on the screen?
I don't know that I can. It was
I don't know if it was
very unusual look there, the attire. And here's the pitch, a liner just out of the reach of Sherman Johnson, who is now playing first base for the Angels, and it'll roll on out to Shane Robinson, and that's a leadoff hit for Dozier.
I don't know if it necessarily was a crown or not. Just by Johnson at first base, the ball hit well again. They've hit some baseballs on the nose the last couple of innings, Kansas City has. There we go again. Now I'll give you another opportunity to describe that, Terry.
It almost looks like kind of the headgear that a bishop would wear,
Yes.
or a cardinal or something. There's one that's chopped to the shortstop. Fletcher will field. He touches the bag at second and then fires over to first base and doubles up Cuthbert, the batter.
It is the Lenten season right now, Terry.
Well, that might be it.
Yes.
That might have some religious connotations to it. So 2 quick outs on that double play ball. David Fletcher has really been everywhere today, making plays in the field. He's had another hit today, scored a run.
Remember, he did that at second base the other day. Now he's had many opportunities in this game, including 2 double plays. He stepped on the base to throw across the diamond twice today. Some tough pop-ups.
So trying to bunt his way on was Terrence Gore. He just fouled it off for strike 1. Mike Morin, who pitched last inning, faced 7 batters, and in 1 inning he gave up 6 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He did not walk or strike out anyone. Morin is the pitcher of record for the Angels right now. Here's Parker's next pitch, and that one skips by the catcher Tony Sanchez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Blake Parker, fastball, top out around 96. Has a good slider. He'll throw a cutter and a changeup. Seattle and the Yankees, the 2 teams that he spent some action with in the big leagues last year. Angels got him off the waiver wire this offseason, and the pitch that's fouled back behind the plate. 1-2 the count.
He definitely has some good life on his fastball. Slider, a big pitch for him, though.
He began his pro career as a position player, did Blake Parker, and was originally a draft choice of the Cubs back in 2006. Here's the pitch, chopped foul by Gore. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Well, it'll be good to see Tyler Skaggs on the mound for the Angels tomorrow when the Angels travel to Scottsdale to take on the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, he was telling me this morning, very, very excited about that opportunity to go back and start to build some arm strength back in the shoulder.
Here's the next pitch, and that is a called 3rd strike, and out looking is Gore, and that's how the Royals' 7th inning will come to a close. Solid inning for Blake Parker here in the 7th. The 8th is next, and the Angels down by a pair at 6-4 Kansas City on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Few changes for Kansas City as we start the 8th inning. They have a new pitcher. Eric Stout is his name. Last name spelled S-T-O-U-T. Chesler Cuthbert has moved from third base to second base, and Garen Cecchini is the new third baseman. Ray Navarro is the Angel batter, and as he digs in, he's batting for the first time today, hitting out of the 7th spot, and he fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. Stout, who's pitching, replaces Albuquerque, who worked last inning, and he allowed 3 hits and 2 runs, had a pair of strikeouts.
2 for 10 so far this spring for Navarro.
Stout set, and the next pitch. That's a fastball that missed high and away for a ball. Eric Stout up from minor league camp. He delivers, and there's a cut and a miss, and he polishes off Ray Navarro. Another strikeout for Royals pitching. They've had a few of them here today, and the Angels now will get ready to send up Lamar. This is Lamar's second at bat today, and he cuts and misses that one for strike one.
Yeah, tried to bunt for a hit his first at bat. Pretty nasty breakable on the back leg of Lamar from Stout.
Stout 5 scoreless innings so far this spring, allowing only 3 hits. Here's the lefty's pitch, and that's cut on and missed. 0-2 the count. Here's the next delivery. Lamar checking on that high fastball they say he was holding. So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the next pitch. This is chopped right to the shortstop. It's handled there by Arteaga, and his throw is in time over to Merrifield for the out. 6-3 on the ground out. You see how easy outs.
Quick Lamar gets down the line. He certainly has opened some eyes coming in the game. 286 batting average, but he's played some solid defense, but good speed.
I enjoyed your interview with him a few days ago after a game at Tempe Diablo Stadium, and you were
trying to get him to do the fight song for the Wolverines.
That's right, the Michigan fight song. He did a little double take when you dropped that one on him.
I had to save him in the end, though.
1 ball, no strikes on David Fletcher, and here's the next pitch. That one missed for a ball.
Michigan, of course, in the big dance.
Eric Stout last year, a reliever in Double-A for the Royals. And his next delivery, that's right in there for a called strike. 13th round pick back in 2014 by Kansas City. Illinois native on the hill for the Royals here. And the pitch. This is chopped out near second. Backhanded there by Cuthbert. His throw is in time. And that'll do it for the Angels. A quiet top of the 8th inning. Fletcher is retired on the 4-3 groundout. We go to the bottom of the 8th here in Surprise. 6-4 Royals on top of the Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Daniel Wright will be the new Angel pitcher, and Michael Hermosillo has come in to play center field for the Angels as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 6-4 Kansas City leading this one. Whit Merrifield is the batter. Right-handed hitter. He takes the first pitch for a ball. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. As far as Daniel Wright, who's getting the baseball now for the Angels, just his 3rd appearance this spring. 4 innings of work, 5 hits, and 1 earned run allowed. Here's ball 2 on Merrifield. 2 balls, no strikes. The bottom of the 8th inning. It's being brought to you by Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Rotolo Chevrolet is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at Rotolo.com. That's Rotolo.com. And the next pitch, that's hit down the left field side. A fair ball. It's going to roll down in the corner. Lamar just getting to it and stopping at second. With a leadoff double is Whit Merrifield here to begin the Royals bottom of the 8th.
Able to hook that one right down the line, just inside the line in left field for a leadoff double.
Daniel Wright here in the 8th inning, replacing Blake Parker, who gave up a hit but no runs last inning and also recorded a strikeout. Wright is pitcher number 5 of the day for the Angels. Matt Shoemaker did a good job. The Angels starter, 4 scoreless innings today, allowing 1 hit.
Only 41 pitches thrown for Shoemaker. He got some extra work down in the bullpen after he left the game.
Peter O'Brien is the batter. And the first pitch of ball, the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch on O'Brien, and that one is taken for a ball. O'Brien was with the Diamondbacks, who were part of last season, also played in the minors. He hit just 141 last year in 28 games for Arizona, and he was acquired by the Royals in January. Takes that one for a ball. 3-0 is the count. O'Brien had 64 at-bats last year for the D-backs, and 27 of those at-bats ended up with him striking out. There's a pitch that he's taking, and it's in there, 3-1.
Does have some pretty good power, though. So with those swing and misses on occasion, he does have power.
2014 season in the minors, 34 home runs. Here's the 3-1. He checks his swing on that one and taps it on the first base side. It rolls foul just across the line. Sherman Johnson fielded the ball, but it was foul. So a full count on O'Brien. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
One of the sights of spring training, we have the pitchers running in the outfield after getting their work in. We don't see it as much anymore because you're able to travel. The games are so close to stadiums. Some work in the outfield now. That was always fun, especially when you had a bad game. Oh yeah, on the road, and people get to say, "Hey, real nice game for you today," after you gave up like 2 or 3 home runs.
Here's the pitch. There's a ball blasted deep into center field. Hermosillo's going back, and it's gone to dead center. There's the wall out there. Lands out on the grass, and fans run over and scoop up that home run ball. And now it is 8-4 Kansas City. We were just talking about O'Brien's power.
Yeah, when you go to dead center field, you can see why teams are intrigued by the power of O'Brien. Look at his 5th home run of the spring.
So now Ryan O'Hearn will bat. This is his first time up. He's hitting out of Solaire's DH spot. Solaire was 2 for 3 today for the Royals.
Yeah, 5th home run, 9th RBI.
Here's the next pitch. That's low and inside on Ryan O'Hearn. He's one of the better prospects in the Royals system. And he has power. 49 home runs the last 2 years in the minors. And he took a big home run cut at that pitch and misses it. 1-2 the count. So 8-4 Kansas City. They'll take at least a 4-run lead to the 9th, and there's a swing and a miss by O'Hearn. He's down on strikes. That's the first out.
Done all the damage after 4 shutout innings for Matt Shoemaker.
Here's Torres, who in his first at bat today, a couple innings ago, had a 2-run single. Here he taps one to third. Nice charging play there by Coward, who throws to first base and gets him. Boy, that was a very good play by Caleb Coward.
And you can see that arm strength he has at that third base position. And it was a difficult little hop too. It kind of bounced away from him to stay with it with that firm throw. Able to get Torres at first base. A little tricky hop, the quick on the transfer, a lot on that throw to get the out at first. Caleb Coward had a double in this game, a solid defensive play there.
Yeah, we've seen some good things from Coward here today, and time he's been in the ball game. There's no doubt he can play third base. He can be a plus defender at that position, but you just have to wonder if the bat's going to come around for him at the major league level. But he is a good athlete, and we've talked about it before. He was a very good pitcher.
Great arm.
In high school. In fact, some teams were looking at him to pitch professionally. Others, obviously the Angels were one that wanted to take a look at him from a position player standpoint. Here's the delivery on Parker Morin. He pops it up foul first base side. Johnson has a play in front of the coaching box. He'll make the put out.
Sorry, it's been a pleasure working with you here this time here down in Tempe here in spring training.
You're going to head downstairs for the post-game interview. We'll check in with you there, but we enjoyed the visit as always here for Cactus League action.
You are the man, Terry Smith.
All right, Mark's going to head downstairs. We'll see if the Angels can mount a big comeback, trailing 8-4 as we head to the 9th on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So we head to the 9th inning. The Royals will bring in another pitcher. And for Kansas City today, they're 7th in the ballgame. Chris Withrow, who was with the Atlanta Braves last year. 46 games, had a 3-0 record, 3.58 ERA. His first delivery on Michael Hermosillo, who's batting for the first time in the ballgame. He takes a big cut and misses that pitch for strike one. Withrow signed a minor league deal with the Royals during the offseason. He's trying to win a spot on their opening day roster. It's a former first-round pick of the Dodgers back in 2007. And the next pitch, there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Withrow has had some arm issues in the past. The Tommy John elbow surgery, missed the whole 2015 season. But he's been clocked up to 98 miles per hour as a slider, good curve, and a changeup. Here's the next pitch, and that's a fastball. He throws by Hermosillo, struck him out. So 1 gone here in the 9th. The catcher Tony Sanchez will be the next batter. This was a 2-2 game going to the bottom of the 6th inning, but the Royals got 4 in the 6th. They've added 2 more since then. The 2 runs last inning, bottom of the 8th, and they're up by 4 against the Angels here in the 9th with 1 out. First pitch on Sanchez, a ball to count, 1 ball, no strikes. Withrow ready, and his pitch lifted in the air a long way foul down the right side, back to the seats and out of play. This is Withrow's 4th appearance for the Royals this spring. Just 2 1/3 innings coming in, 3 hits and 1 run allowed. And here's the next delivery. It's taken for a called strike. Withrow's dad played some pro baseball in the White Sox system, pitched in the minors. His dad was also his high school coach in Midland, Texas. And here's the next delivery. That's low and outside. Good stop by the catcher Parker Morin, although no one on base. Withrow is replacing Eric Stout, who had a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout against the Angels in the top of the 8th. Right-hander against right-hander here. And the next delivery, it's fouled back to the screen. Here the Angels on deck circle. Ball picked up by manager Mike Scioscia. And then a young man right behind the coaching staff, first row behind the screen, getting that souvenir baseball. He's excited about it. Counts 2-2. Next delivery is a called 3rd strike on the inside corner, and Sanchez knew it. Got him looking. A pair of strikeouts in the inning for Withrow. That's 12 strikeouts today for Kansas City pitchers. A big day offensively for the Angels. C.J. Cron, 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple. And he also scored a run and drove in a run. At the plate now is Sherman Johnson. He's batting here for the first time today, and he is hitting out of Cron's number 3 spot. Angels down to the final out in this ball game. And the next pitch, that's in there for a strike. Withrow's been pumping in strikes here in the 9th. So the Angels down to their final strike in the game as Johnson awaits the next pitch. It's gone 3 for 15 this spring at the plate. And here's the 0-2. He cuts and misses that one, threw it by him, struck him out, and Withrow comes in here in the 9th inning and slams the door shut with 3 consecutive strikeouts. 13 in the ball game today for the Royals. So Kansas City comes away with the victory here today. 8-4 was the final here at Surprise Stadium. Angels Cactus League record now stands at 10-7, and Kansas City evens up their Cactus League record at 9 wins and 9 losses. We'll be joining Mark Rubisall in just a moment. Don't forget the Angels will be taking on the Giants for the first time this spring tomorrow afternoon in Scottsdale. That'll be Tyler Skaggs against Madison Bumgarner. And then on Thursday, Angels and Rockies will be squaring off, and that'll be Garrett Richards against former Angel Tyler Chatwood. Those two will square off against each other on Thursday. The Angels will also have a road game on Friday right here at this ballpark, Angels and the Texas Rangers. All right, let's go down to Mark Ubisaw. He is standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Tar. Here with Mike Scioscia. George Brett was just trying to jump in on our conversation, but Matt Shoemaker today, outstanding. Quick outs. What do you see from as far as the stuff?
That was great. I mean, this is one of those games we didn't win, but there's so many positives to take out of it. I really think Matty was locked in. Carlos did a good job with him. That's going to be really important to us. Although some guys in the bullpen that are vying for jobs, Middleton and Moore didn't quite get it done today. Ball's coming out of their hands well, and made some plays on defense. But where Matt was, he had such a crisp, efficient outing. He had to go down and throw some more in the bullpen.
Saw that. C.J. Cron. Is there anybody more locked in than C.J. Cron at this moment? 3 extra base hits in the game.
C.J.'s having a great spring. And really, he was on his way last year before he, broke his hand to putting something really special together. And he's picked up this spring. He's really swinging about well, and he's going to be important.
One last thing. I know you love fundamentals. That's twice now we've seen the relay plays and perfect throws to the plate. How does that make you feel?
Those parts are great. The relays aren't great because it means the ball was hit hard, but we picked up the back end of it. I think we're turning the double plays we need to turn, Gooby. That's going to be important. We're making routine plays. And like you said, alignments on the relays have been good. We're getting some outs on bases, which is something that's going to be important. We really want to get Anderton back here because, Simba needs to work in the middle and get acclimated to the guys. And so whenever he gets back here, that's where we can really pick up the next step of what we need to do.
Right, so it's appreciated. And thanks for all the help here this spring.
All right, Gooby, thank you.
All right, Terry, up to you, my friend. Again, thank you for allowing me into your booth. Jose Mota will be back tomorrow, my friend.
All right, have a safe trip back to Southern California. We always love hooking up with Mark Ubisaw here in spring training play. Well, Mark will be joined by Alex Curry in just a moment with more post-game analysis on Angels Live. We'll have some more for you on the radio side as well. Again today, Kansas City over the Angels 8-4. This is the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Driven by your